Perhaps you've experienced depression or someone in your family may be acting differently, changing their habits. Tonight, you have the chance to ask some professional counselors questions that just might help. WKBN is partnering once again with the mental health boards from Mahoning, Trumbull, and Columbiana counties in the Call a Counselor event. And I want to introduce you now to the directors of all three of the mental health boards locally here. Dwayne Picciarelli from Mahoning County, April Caraway from Trumbull County, and Kathy Chafee from Columbiana County. Thanks for being here this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is a big deal for you. Once a year we offer this, and it's a time between 5 and 8 o'clock in the evening where you could just pick up and call somebody who has a lot of information on the other end. First of all, who's available and what kinds of questions are they answering?
We have counselors available from all three of our board areas who can answer questions about anxiety, depression, other issues that might be affecting you or someone that you care about.
Now, a lot of times, are you noticing that you're getting people calling for other people, somebody in their family, or do they call for themselves?
We got both last year. And people called about all kind of topics. They called about concerns about their elderly parents. They called about concerns about their children, about themselves. So it ran the gamut last year of the topics people called about.
Right. Do you find, because we've been in this anti-stigma campaign now for almost 4 years, where the three boards, and this is something different than they're doing across Ohio, I think, where the three local boards have joined together to get a message, a common message out. Do you find that the stigma campaign is working, and why do you think that is?
I think the stigma campaign is working. We have more men calling in. We have some seniors calling in. Typically, seniors are more isolated and they don't know who to talk to, where to get help that they need. So this is a great opportunity for them to just pick up the phone and talk to someone. They don't even have to give their name if they don't want to. You can call in anonymously, but just get some questions answered.
Dwayne, I know for years you had a lot to do with Help Hotline, and so a lot of the calls went. Usually, do they wait until it's desperate to call Help Hotline? Though this is different because this gives you more of a heads up.
Well, sometimes people would call when it's easier when they're their first call, because when it's the first call they make, then there's a lot of resources. And then sometimes it is when they've exhausted all the resources, and those are a little bit more difficult. I think what we've seen with the anti-stigma campaign is, as April said, more men are calling. More families are calling now for the elderly because they're becoming more aware that the elderly, there's issues with depression, there's issues with substance abuse. So family members are reaching out, getting information, and encouraging the elderly to call. It's anonymous, they can call. And the nice thing about Help Hotline is 24 hours a day. So sometimes 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning when someone can't sleep, there's someone there to talk to.
Right, right. And we do want to mention, too, veterans. We don't want to forget about them because oftentimes they silently suffer. And they feel like it shows a weakness to say something. What do you all find, and is this another opportunity for veterans to help veterans?
Certainly. We're fortunate in Columbiana County that we have a very large outpatient health center for veterans that deals with both mental health, substance use, and primary care. But I think nationally we put more attention on stresses and mental health pressures that veterans face and their families as well. So,
okay. And again, we want to remind everybody the Call the Counselor event is tonight, runs from 5 until 8 o'clock. You can make a phone call and they won't rush you off the phone, ask anything you like. We thank you all for being here this morning, and we'll be right back.